Welcome to Straight Outta Savannah, Talking with Tammi, a podcast that showcases people you may not know who are choosing to use their gifts to inspire and move the planet.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us at Straight Outta Savannah, talking with Tammi, with my guest, Dylles Victoria. She is such an amazing, amazing woman, and I was so grateful that she decided to come on the show. So, Dylles Victoria, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hey, Tammi. Hey, audience. Dylles Victoria Gibbs here, Oracle, Ancestral Advocate, as well as Spiritual Mentor. I specialize in helping spiritual seekers, truth seekers, and life seekers become the experts in who they are emotionally, mentally, and physically, and spiritually in this world so they can be complete and allow the world to experience all of who they are in all aspects of their lives.
Wow, that's a mouthful. So how did you come to doing this type of work? I mean, what was the journey like for you?
Well, 9 years ago, I had a near-death experience from having an infected fibroid that I had to have surgery from. And I woke up one morning in the hospital, I think it was the 11th day, and I was just gray, lips were blue, damn near dying because the infection was spreading across my body. And I was in my bed and I had no control over anything. So I was sitting there with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I promised myself if I was able to survive this ordeal, then I would make it a responsibility to share this experience and be that reality check and wake-up call for people to not wait till the last minute when they're on their deathbed or wait till something drastic happens for them to like truly live their best life in such an amazing spiritual way. And so when I got out the hospital, there was a shift that was taking place in me. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was going to be life-changing, it was going to be powerful, and it was going to help me just to impact so many lives in this planet. And so that's when it started for me. And I'm already a deeply intuitive empath, but connecting with spirit was something that I had to learn how to do. So when I moved to Savannah, Georgia, 3 years ago, by my ancestors, it was like, I bet we ready for her now. She listening. So that's how that process started.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. I'm just, you know what? The thing is it's so amazing. I don't even know how we found each other, but it's so amazing because you are actually in Savannah, which is my hometown.
I know you told me that. I was like, what's up with you? Why are you over there? Like, you should be here with me. We should be doing something. No.
Then I'd have to be with my wonderful family too.
True. This is true.
Right. So as you are connecting with people, what do you find is like the greatest thing that people need?
For me, the greatest thing that a person needs when they're working with me is releasing what no longer serves them, what no longer is working, and help them to confront those fears, identities that keep them from holding themselves back, the identities that create those self-sabotaging patterns and thoughts. So me helping them go through the process of, breaking those soul contracts or those negative contracts that come up, and just give them spiritual techniques and how to do so whenever there's a hardship, an obstacle, or a challenge, so they don't go right into their heads thinking negatively. They can actually learn how to shift the negative way of thinking and just start affirming powerful and positive things over their lives. And so that's what that is for me when I'm helping someone.
Oh, that's awesome. So now when a person decides that they're ready to seek you out, what is that conversation that you have with them at first? Like, when you first engage and when they first talk to you or, message you or whatever, what is the first thing that comes out of that conversation?
Thank you so much for wanting to finally come to a place of finding what peace, love, success, and happiness looks like to you, because this journey is a really, really hard one. And I know it's going to be tough. However, I'm here to hold the space and hold your hand through the process with love, unconditional love, compassion, and no judgment, and know that everything you've been through, I've experienced. So I'm here to let you know I understand fully what you're going through and here to help you to become successful in which way you want to become successful, but you have to be open and willing and committed to do the work.
That's something. That is really something. And the thing of it is the reason why I wanted you to bring that out is because I want people to hear, you know, what it is, and the compassion and the concern that I can hear in your voice when you even express that. It's like, oh my God, you know, because right then, if you were speaking to me, I would say, this girl cares, you know, because do you feel like that is something that's missing in the world? Is that people are feeling like nobody cares?
What I feel is missing in the world is that we were taught and conditioned to suffer in silence and not to speak our truth and set ourselves free, because we are learned that vulnerability is a weakness and not a strength. And so the missing piece is being able to exercise your voice and speak your truth and be free in that, as opposed to worrying about what, you know, mommy, daddy, uncle, auntie is going to say. And we're so conditioned in being, you know, wanting to have other people's approval and validation, as opposed to our own permission of self. And that's what's missing in the world.
Okay, that's so real, because that is one of those things. It's like everybody's looking for validation, just like you said, and everybody wants to be loved by people that may or may not really love them. You know what I mean? It's like,
absolutely,
you know, it's one of those things, like you can pick your friends, but you can't really pick your family. You know what I mean? You're born into them. I mean, I believe that on a level we can.
Yeah.
But those are people that we picked nonetheless, right?
Yep.
So, you know, and so many times, you know, people want to be loved by all those people, but that might not be your journey. Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. My whole entire life, I've been the stepchild for both on my mom's side and my dad's side. And I always try to fit in and be like, love me, love me, love me, love me. And I realized, you know, there's parts of me that my family will never understand, will never accept and embrace. And I learned that I have to create my own family, define the word family, what that looks like for me, instead of pushing and forcing people to love me or accept me the way that I am, or even meet me halfway. So I knew what that is. So for me, it was just like, okay, Dhylles, you love you. That should be enough. You are enough. You're worthy, you're valuable, you're beautiful. And that's something that I practice with myself every day in the mirror, so I can validate myself and have permission for myself. And I also reclaim back my power that I've given to people consciously and unconsciously, and broke those contracts for them to have any type of power over me that they don't even know they're having power over me, because I'm giving it to them. So while I'm up at night worrying about, you know, why my cousin don't want to talk to me, or why my aunt is talking bad about me, they in the bed sleep. They're on their So when I came to that realization, I was like, to hell with this crap, like whatever.
Yes, and it's funny that you say that, because there's so many of us on this spiritual journey that have had to do that. You know, I had to get rid of a good friend, or at least I thought was a good friend. Let's go there. That I had for years and years, because she just wasn't going where I need to go. You know, and she was respecting. And the thing is everybody can't go with you, but you can respect other people's journey.
Yeah, I think people have this thing about expectation. They put so much expectation of other people. And then when you can't show up and show out for that person, it becomes a detrimental coronary thrombosis, heart attack. Like, oh my God, you can't do this for me. Okay, but we all have our own lives and our own things that we need to do. Me not doing something for you doesn't mean that I don't love you.
Yes.
It means that I'm being selfish and prioritizing me. And that's okay.
Yes. Yes.
So this work is all about balance, and it's also about protecting your energy and your heart space and spirit, because we as healers, we absorb everybody and their mama stuff.
Yes.
So if you're a portal between spiritual world and physical world, you're not only absorbing physical stuff, you're absorbing spiritual stuff.
Yes. Absolutely.
So you endanger yourself in a way where, if you get into like a spiritual portal or a space where you can't come out of, that's your ass.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So people got to realize and understand all aspects of what we do. It's not just sitting here going, Namya Horengekyo, let me read a card for you. It's more than that.
Yes, it's a connection, and that is the thing. And just like you said, it's not a Miss Cleo thing or what's that woman Bewitched or none of those people on the TV, the woman that shakes her head. What was her name?
If
Jeannie.
I'll be more all over the damn place. I'll be in Africa, Asia, Egypt, all over the damn place.
all the places is what they say. All the places, I'd be over in the Caribbean because I ain't never been there yet, right?
Right.
So,
exactly.
so I'm thinking about that because it's like, okay, do you find that you have to dispel myths when you talk to people? Do you find that?
I do. A lot of my clients that come to me, they're like, oh, but I serve God and I feel like I'm going to be, disrespecting him and he going to disown me because I come to you and you read cards and da-da-da-da-da. And I'll break it down to them like, okay, so you know that the altar that I have in my house, there's an altar in church, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's one thing. Just like the pastor in the church is a prophet, I'm sort of kind of that too, because I can see vision in spirit, just like them, right? Yeah. Okay. So then you go and you get baptized in the water, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's the same baptismal or spiritual bath is the same thing that I do too, but I just enhance it by putting Epsom salt and dried flowers and so on and so forth. And I said also in the church, don't you people have freaking prayer closets? Yep. Right? Yeah, you put candles in your prayer closet, right? Yeah, okay then. So it's the same thing. It's just on a different element. And I explained to them there's a hierarchy, just like corporate America. There's God, there's the angels, there's archangels, there's ancestors, and there's us. So the people who are clairvoyant and clairaudience and clairsentient and all of that, we are the messengers and we're the vessel in the transformation of other people who can't feel, hear, see, know spirit on a different level.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And the thing is that you brought that up, that's like so amazing because that's how I was raised, Savannah is a Bible Belt thumping, what do you call it? Pentecostal Holiness, right?
Yeah.
Preacher, my grandma was pastor, preacher, teacher, evangelist type and stuff. And so that's how I was raised, so I'm like, okay. And this was a part of the journey that I had to overcome because I said, I see God as being so much larger and so much huger and so much out of the box, because I would go to church and people would say, oh, well, we're going to take God out of the box, but yet they put him back in.
Yep.
Like as soon as I think as they were walking out the door, they just stuff it back in the box.
It's just like conditioning. So it's definitely not feeling guilty about outgrowing the conditioning that you were taught growing up and making up your own minds about what spirituality is to you. But also, I always say God of my own understanding, because we all experience and understand God in a specific kind of way based on what you've been through in your life.
Right.
So lead with that as opposed to someone else's way of being, because just like the Bible, I read scripture, you read the same scripture, the same passage, we're going to have something different in the message because we do different things. Yes,
absolutely. And that's the thing, it's all according to our interpretation, and that is the truth, and how we interpret it, because the Bible does say, interpret it in spirit and truth. And this is what you're doing, what we're doing. And it's so amazing when you encounter those people, because I actually have had people that ask me, well, do you believe in God? And I said, yes, I do. I said, I have to, because without him, there is none other. There's no me, there's no you, there's no anybody. I said, that is my higher power. I said, now what you believe, that's on you. And I don't have any problem with what anybody believes. Yeah. I said, but yes, I said, and yes, I do read cards. Yes, I do. And yes, I am an intuitive. Yes, I am. And yes, I'm, what they call in the church, a prophetess. So of course I can speak to being a, what do they call it? A seer. Right?
Seer, an oracle, a priestess, a seeker, whatever the case may be. And it doesn't matter at the end of the day what the title is. It's the intention behind it and how you're using your gift, because some people use it for light, some people use it for dark. It just depends on your experience and who you are and how you really want to serve humanity. It's about serving humanity.
Yes. I'm excited about that. And the thing is, it's like the more I meet people that are awakened, it's like so amazing to me. I almost feel like my life is up leveled as I talk to you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so powerful. And the way that you break it down. So now, do you have different sessions for people, or do you just do like a healing session, or how do you work that?
I do what I call spiritual strengthening sessions, where I spiritually strengthen you, you know, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically in your life. And I help you go through the process of self-love and self-forgiveness, and really go deep with my clients. And it's intense because I let them face themselves. I let them reveal to themselves all the identities, the good, the bad, the different, the ugly, the sad, that makes them who they are. And if they want to release these identities, we can release the identities for them. But I also allow them to see exactly what God sees in them.
So you shine a light, basically.
I shine a light, and then I turn around and I help them create the expert within themselves to thine own self be true. So they can have a degree in whoever the hell they are. That way they don't have to go back into the same rabbit hole they started with in the beginning. You can actually say, I'm an expert in being who I am emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. And I'm proud enough to say that because I went through the process of doing the work. And the other part about it is I tell them, if tomorrow was your last day on this earth and you knew you're going to die, did you do everything that you set out to do? Were you happy, or are you going to be the shoulda, coulda, woulda person? 9 times out of 10, I'm a shoulda, coulda, woulda person. And I'll tell them, so what the hell are you waiting for? Why the hell you're living life, existing and not living and not being present? You can't change the past. Don't live in the past. Live right now, in the now. Because all we have is now. And I tell them, you know, I understand you're feeling numb, detached, and disconnected because of the trauma. But let's work together. I'm gonna hold your hand through the process. We're going to connect with the little child that's inside of you, that's controlling the grown person, and allow that person to feel loved and protected, and send that little individual off with love and light, so that you can step in and be the specific person that you know that you can be in this life, in all aspects of your life. And that's how I set up the whole session.
That's powerful. So now, did you have a mentor to train you, or were you trained by spirit, or how did that work for you?
Actually, I'm trained by spirit. And I use my own.
Now, you know, I knew that, right?
Yeah. You know, I don't have anything against anybody at all, in no way, shape, or form. When it comes to being trained by a physical mentor, I just feel, for me, I'm spirit-led and called to work with spirit.
And you know, the thing is I think that we look for mentors when we start, right? We're like, okay, let me find somebody. And for me, my first mentor was my grandmother. And I didn't realize then that that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now I can see it now, you know, looking back, and I realized that that was her position in my life, as a, you know, as well as being my grandmother, but that was her position spiritually for me. And then, you know, and then later on, you know, it's like, okay, so do I have anybody else? Spirit.
There you go.
Spirit. Then, you know what? I believe that conversations like this, and speaking to people like you, and, you know, different other people that I've spoken to, you know, are all like building blocks.
Yeah.
You know, they're building blocks. They're like, okay, yeah. Because, you know, something you said kind of just hit me when you said that you help the people to see who they are, you know, to shine a light and see exactly how God sees them. And that's important. What made
people, they beat themselves up so much, and, you know, they go through this whole roller coaster, emotional, spiritual, psychological, mental ride their whole entire life, and it becomes their normal. So my job is to help them reprogram the mindset, the mind shift. And then I help them to also spiritually nourish themselves by giving them different activities and routines and prayers and things like that to help them on a daily basis. I tell them, look, you have to be committed to this. This is just like when you wake up in the morning, you know, you got to brush your teeth, you know, you got to wash your face, you got to wash your ass, whatever it is that you do. Right. That's routine. This is the same thing. It's just a spiritual routine that you need to get into. And for you to see the results that you see whenever you brush your teeth with that, you know, the whitening, tartar, plaque-free toothpaste, out in the mirror, like, and you're so like committed to it. It's the same thing. You got to be committed to this work.
Yes.
And it's as uncomfortable and hard and miserable and beautiful and powerful at the same time. But like, if anything else, if everything else in life was so easy, if this was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yes.
But it's not. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff that comes along with it. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can harm yourself and you can harm someone else in the process.
Right. That's exactly right. And so as you are talking to people, like, okay, say if you're doing a session, how do you assure them that you are qualified to help them and not harm them?
I would send them, because I have 75 testimonials from clients, and I'll send them all of that stuff so they can see exactly what it is. And I give them like a spiritual curiosity session, which is 20 minutes. I tell them, you can ask me anything that you want. And, you know, sometimes spirit guides on their behalf would pop up and tell me stuff, and they'll be like, how the hell did you know that? I don't know, spirit told me. So am I qualified to you?
Right.
That way, that kind of way.
Spiritual curiosity session. That's kind of cute.
People are so curious about spirituality and what it is. And I'll tell them, look, spirituality is based on what you create it to be.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with me or anybody else. Is what you create it to be and the experience that you want to get out of it.
Yes. I agree. And it's amazing because I have people ask me, because I'll be talking to people and they'll say, well, what church do you go to? And I say, I go to the Church of the Living God. Mm-hmm. And they said, Church of the Living God? I said, yeah, the one right here inside of me.
There you go.
You know, I said, yeah, no, I don't go to the Church of the Dead God. I go to the Church of the Living God, the one right here.
I go to the church on Coastal Place and Tibet Avenue in front of this altar here in my house. Mm-hmm. That's where I go. Because honestly, when it's all said and done, I was having a conversation earlier today with a friend of mine that if people in church would realize that God is already within them, if they realize that they are powerful beings within themselves, then they wouldn't be looking for answers through the pastor of the church, because he in himself is imperfect and he's going through struggles and obstacles at the same time. So you can't look to another human being to rescue you, to save you. You got to do it. You got to do the work for yourself and connect with God for yourself.
Yes.
On a different level. And you have to open up. Your kundalini has to be awakened. Your third eye must be awakened for you to receive the messages that you're looking to receive, to get the answers, to know when I sit with myself and I meditate and I listen to my heartbeat and I invoke my support team around me and I feel them, I know that I'm going to get the messages I receive.
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wish I could talk to you all day because I could.
I know. Same here.
But this has been amazing. I have truly enjoyed it, and I'm sure that our watchers are going to enjoy it. Our what do you call those people? Viewers are going to enjoy it. So, so where can the people find you?
Well, thank goodness, and I'm very grateful for this. You can hit me up on any social media platform by my first name, Dhylles, Dhylles. There is no other name out there like mine, so thank God for that.
You are a blessing.
Yes.
Because there are 3 people that have my name almost exactly spelled the same.
Ciao. So
right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. And every time I'll give someone my email address, they be like, that's just it? You're the only one? I'm like, yup. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn is all Dhylles, and my website is getspirituallyactivated.com. You can find me on those different platforms.
That is so awesome. And I'll definitely put it in the description of the video, all her social media platforms and how you can connect with her, because she is powerful and she is going to be one of the people that is helping to awaken this planet. And I'm so grateful to call her sis.
Oh my gosh, sis. I just got the goosebumps when you said sis. I'm like,
so awesome, you know, and it's amazing because when you meet people, you know, for me, I'm super empathic and super introverted, you know, and people don't think I am, but I really am. I mean, I really truly could be by myself and just have a good time.
Here.
I say I'm introverted, but I play an extrovert on Facebook.
You know what? I ain't mad at you because I'm the same way. I be home jamming to my music, chilling with ancestors. As soon as I gotta go outside, I'm like, God damn it, I gotta go outside. All right, let me put my outside face on. Let me see what that looks like.
Hi, how are you?
Exactly.
I laugh. I tell people I put my face I used to wear to church after I finished arguing with my husband. Hi, how are you? Praise the Lord. Good to see you. And
that was corporate America. Like, oh my God, hi, how are you? Do you want like right now? So I get it.
Exactly. So anyway, so I'll definitely put those things in the comments, and this video will definitely be posted everywhere.
I will share it as well.
Yeah, what you do is make sure you send me all of your details.
Absolutely.